Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in this world. God bless you. This is Gloria White coming to you from Utah, USA. Today I'm going to read Psalm 18. I'm going to read from the New Jerusalem Holy Bible, but I'm also going to read it from the King James Version. I'm going to read the King James Version first. And then you can see that the New Jerusalem is saying the same things, just in a different way. I love this psalm because it's when David, the king, calls on the Lord, and the Lord comes down to help him. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord, who spake unto the Lord the words of this song in the day that the Lord delivered him from the hand of all his enemies, and from the hand of Saul. And he said, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress, and my deliverer, my God, my strength. He's my rock, in whom I will trust, my buckler or shield, and the horn or strength of my salvation, and my high tower or stronghold. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemies. The sorrows or the pangs of death compass me or encompass me, and the floods of ungodly men or ungodliness made me afraid. The sorrows of hell or the cords of Sheol compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me or confronted me. In my distress I called upon the Lord and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple or from his temple. From his temple he heard his voice, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled, and the foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth or angry. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also and came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon a cherub and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters, and thick clouds of the skies. At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the highest, and this most high, gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them. He shot out lightnings and discomfited them. Then the channels of waters were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered or uncovered at his rebuke. O Lord, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but my Lord was my stay. He was confronted. They confronted me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my support. He brought me forth also into a large place, a broad place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. Remember, he said that David was a man after his own heart. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness. According to the cleanness of my hands hath he recompensed me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord, and have not wickedly departed from my God. For all his judgments were before me, and I did not put away his statutes from me. I was also upright before him, and kept myself from mine iniquity. Therefore hath the Lord recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands in his eyesight. With the merciful thou wilt show thyself merciful. With an upright man thou wilt show thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt show thyself pure, and with the forward thou wilt show thyself forward. For thou wilt save the afflicted people, and wilt bring down high looks. For thou wilt light my candle. The Lord my God will enlighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my God have I leaped over a wall. As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. For who is God save the Lord? Or who is the rock save our God? It is God that girdeth me with strength, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and thy greatness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them, neither did I turn again till they were consumed. I have wounded them that they were not able to rise. They are fallen under my feet. Thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they did hear of me, they did obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. The strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their closed places. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. It is God that avengeth me, and subdued the people under me. He delivered me from mine enemies. Yea, thou liftest me up above those that rise up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent man. Therefore will I give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the heathen, and sing praises unto thy name. Great deliverance giveth he to his king, and showeth mercy to his anointed, to David, and to his seed forevermore. His descendants will be blessed, just as he was. Hold on, and we'll do it in Jerusalem, New Jerusalem Holy Bible. Now, in the New Jerusalem Holy Bible, we're going to read Psalm 18. For the choir master, O David, the servant of Yahweh, who addressed the words of this song to Yahweh when Yahweh had delivered him from all his enemies and from the clutches of Saul, he said, I love you, Yahweh, my strength. My Savior, you have saved me from violence. Yahweh is my rock and my fortress. My deliverer is my God. I take refuge in him, my rock, my shield, my saving strength, my stronghold, my place of refuge. I call to Yahweh, who is worthy of praise, and I am saved from my foes. With death's breakers closing in on me, Baal's torrents ready to swallow me, Sheol's snares ready, Sheol's snares every side of me, death traps lying ahead of me. I called to Yahweh. I called to Yahweh in my anguish. I cried for help to my God. From his temple he heard my voice. My cry came to his ears. Then the earth quaked and rocked. The mountains' foundations shuddered. They quaked at his blazing anger. Smoke rose from his nostrils. From his mouth devouring fire. Coals were kindled at it. He parted the heavens and came down, a storm cloud underneath his feet. Riding one of the winged creatures, he flew, soaring on the wings of the wind. His covering he made the darkness, his pavilion dark waters and dense cloud. A brightness lit up before him, hail and blazing fire. Yahweh thundered from the heavens. The Most High made his voice heard. He shot his arrows and scattered them. He hurled his lightning and routed them. The very springs of ocean were exposed. The world's foundations were laid bare. At your roaring, Yahweh, at the blast of the breath of your nostrils. He reached down from on high, snatched me up, pulled me from the watery depths, rescued me from my mighty foe, from my enemies who were stronger than I. They assailed me on my day of disaster, but Yahweh was there to support me. He freed me, set me at large. He rescued me because he loves me. Yahweh rewards me for my uprightness. As my hands are pure, so he repays me. Since I have kept the ways of Yahweh, and not fallen away from my God. His judgments are all before me. His statutes I have not put away from me. I am blameless before him. I keep myself clear of evil. So Yahweh repay me for acting uprightly, because he could see I was pure. You are faithful to the faithful, blameless with the blameless, sincere to the sincere, but cunning to the crafty. You save a people that is humble, and humiliate those with haughty looks. Yahweh, you yourself are my lamp. My God lights up my darkness. With you I storm the rampart. With my God I can scale any wall. This God, his way is blameless. The word of Yahweh is refined in the furnace. For he alone is the shield of all who take refuge in him. For who is God but Yahweh? Who is a rock but our God? This God who girds me with strength, who makes my way free from blame, who makes me as swift as a deer, and sets me firmly on the heights, who trains my hands for battle, my arms to bend a bow of bronze. You give me your invincible shield, your right hand upholds me. You never cease to listen to me. You give me the strides of a giant, give me ankles that never weaken. I pursue my enemies and overtake them, not turning back till they are annihilated. I strike them down and they cannot rise. They fall, they are under my feet. You have girded me with strength for the fight, bent down my assailants beneath me, made my enemies retreat before me, and those who hate me I destroy. They cry out, there is no one to save. To Yahweh, but no one answers. But no answer comes. I crumble them like dust before the wind, trample them like the mud of the streets. You free me from the quarrels of my people. You place me at the head of the nations. A people I did not know are now my servants. Foreigners come wooing my favor. No sooner do they hear that they obey me. Foreigners grow faint of heart. They come trembling out of their fastnesses. Life to Yahweh. Blessed be my rock. Exalted be the God of my salvation, the God who gives me vengeance and subjects whole peoples to me, who rescues me from my raging enemies. You lift me high above those who attack me. You deliver me from the man of violence. For this, I will praise you, Yahweh, among the nations, and will praise to your name, and will sing praise to your name. He saves his king time after time, displays his faithful love for his anointed, for David, and for his heirs forever. Oh, in Jesus' name, our God is so good. And King David was very pleasant to the Lord. He was a man after his own heart. And as always, I love you.